Hey guys, KRX here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing Foodroid number 05, Softonya from Kamen Rider Force. There's an ice cream cone that can transform into a robot that can help Force in battle by freezing his foes in place. So like the other Foodroids, this comes with two things, one Foodroid and one Astro Switch. So first we'll take a look at Softonya in food mode. So here we see him. It's a nice ice cream cone. It's got a vanilla swirl on the top and a wafer cone on the bottom. Swirls up nicely, and you can see it is made up of three different sections, which will be part of the food mode to roid mode transformation. We've got the wafer cone down here with the symbol which shows what it looks like in roid mode. Right here, molded in on the front and on the back. We have a blue ribbon all around here. Got the bottom with some molded in detail to give it that wafer cone like look. Just rotating around like that. Pretty simple, but it's also subsequently the tallest Foodroid in food mode because of its design. So now we can look at the switch, which is number 32, the freeze switch. This is a cross-shaped switch, and it has a very nice kind of icy light blue color. And for the sticker we have the number 32, a nice slightly bluish white or silver in the background, and a snowflake right back there. And of course it has a nice glittery sticker. So its switch is rather a knob, and to turn on and off you just turn this needle until it's aligned with this black dot right here. Then switch it back like so. As you can kind of make out, it also has an arrow right there showing which direction to turn it. So, putting Softonya aside and bringing in the Forza driver. Just doing the shortcut. So, since this is the cross switch, we take out launcher, then put in freeze, and switch it on. So you have a kind of freezing sound, and that activates the freeze module, attaching an icebox to Forza's right leg. And once again, this is another one of the sillier modules because it is an actual icebox with a door that opens up and everything. But anyway, that's it for the switch, at least in the Forza driver. So putting back the launcher, then taking it off, we can get back to the Foodroid. So to transform it, like the other Foodroids, it's a pretty simple process. First you take this bottom part of the cone and flip it all the way like this. Then you take this bottom part and split it to the sides, folding it down like so. Then putting in there, you fold out the toes of the feet. Then for the final step in the process, you take the cone and split up into three sections. Or you take the ice cream swirl and split up in three sections, and there you have it in roid mode. So we've got some new details. The most new details being right here on the head part. You've got this nice light blue plastic which has some kind of snow sparkles in it, a little bit of glitter in it, similarly to the molding of the meteor switch. Has some nice silver details as well. Has some kind of bronzish gold eyes and a nice metallic blue face. Also has these three sections on the side, which are kind of ear-like. Has some nice silver around it. You can see that each of these three parts are the same, and they have a kind of a double clip system to hold them together. Coming down here, we have more silver painted along here with some more molded details. A little bit of detail on the side of the legs. And this kind of cap on the back. Plus the switch socket right here. And so as far as the name goes, Softonya, well, at least one part is something that is at least pretty easy for me to have figured out. The first part comes from soft serve ice cream, or soft cream as it's called in Japan, which is what kind of ice cream this is. So you've got that. Although the nya part, I'm not really sure. I mean, it kind of looks like it has cat ears, and cats make a nya sound in Japanese. But I'm not quite sure about that since it's got this third one, so they might not exactly be cat ears. And it doesn't exactly make it sound like a cat either. So for this gimmick, it's once again a wind-up gimmick. Taking the head part, you rotate it counterclockwise. A good amount. Then put the switch in the socket in the back. And the head spins. And as you can see, it actually spins quite a good deal. This is a rather standout gimmick, as this actually replicates how it moves around in the show, by which it spins like this to both send out blasts of cold wind and to fly in a way. Well, actually it does fly, but more kind of hover. And that's pretty nice and pretty unique because most of the functions of the Foodroid toys don't actually represent what they do in the show. So to have this do that is quite nice indeed. And while it's not stated in the instructions, another thing you can do is close up the face and twist it again. Like so. Then put in the switch again. And you've got kind of a drill action. It does have that nice, smooth, swirling effect. And it does look quite nice. Now, one thing I didn't notice until recently, another thing is that these two parts can break apart, but they can also be as simply clipped back together. And I think one of the reasons why they haven't is because, for one reason or another, the clips on the switch socket are rather tight. And I mean tighter than usual, so it's a little bit tough to pull the switch out. But one thing I didn't actually notice is that what the instructions tell you is when inserting the switch to have it to the on position. But as I've said before, it doesn't matter. But I think there is a good explanation for it, which is because in the show, the way the switches are used with the Foodroids is, rather than activating some kind of gimmick, the switches are what were used to make them transform. So in the show, the Kamen Rider Club members open up the switch socket, then put in the switch, then turn it on, and that makes them transform. But that isn't the case with the Foodroid toys. So basically they tell you to have the switch be on position when putting it inside the Foodroid. Which is an interesting detail that I didn't mention up to now, because I didn't actually notice in most of the instructions up until recently. But once again, this is a nice Foodroid. So just switching it back to Food mode, I can wrap up this review. So Softonya is a nice addition to the Foodroid series and is actually the second to last in the series. The last one has already been released and I should be getting it fairly soon. But as it stands, this one is nice. It does really get bonus points for replicating what it does in the show, instead of just having some gimmick that is rather unrelated. So it does get bonus points for that. And the spinning gimmick works very well. It can spin for quite a good amount of time with enough winding up. The freeze switch is also nice, and once again, as it is, the switches that come with the Foodroids do make unique sounds within the Forza driver, besides just the way they say their names. So it's also recommended for that. Overall, well designed, nice gimmick, good transformation. Definitely recommended for people who like collecting the Foodroids or like getting the deluxe switches, because this is worth it for both the Switch and the Foodroid itself. So definitely a good buy. So thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my channel for more videos. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.